We've talked about pre-approvals. We've talked about hiring a really good realtor to be your agent. And the other topic that we wanted to hit on was emerging markets and neighborhoods. Name off some neighborhoods in Denver that you just know are like hot.
Capitol Hill.
Like, yes, Cap Hill. Oh my God, wouldn't everybody love to live in Cap Hill?
I did.
You've lived in Cap Hill?
For the first place that I lived in.
Mm-hmm. Well, now I'm jealous. I've never lived
with
in
a
Cap
parking
Hill.
space.
Ooh.
I didn't know the joys of that when I lived there, though. I didn't know anything about Denver at the time.
Or like Cherry Creek, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so there's all these neighborhoods that, you know are kind of like the primo neighborhoods.
By the parks. Wash Park, all that.
Oh, yes. Wash Park, City Park.
Mm-hmm.
I've been looking around City Park a little bit. Whew. Anyway.
Yeah.
But can you think of any neighborhoods that maybe are not so like revered, I guess, but that might still be a decent place to live in?
Why is my first thought just Colfax in general?
Well, Colfax, first of all, Colfax is a very long road. In fact, I think it has claim to fame as like the longest road or something.
I think in the country.
In the whole country, not just in Colorado.
I think so.
So, there's different parts of Colfax. Colfax definitely has a stigma and a reputation, but there are different parts of Colfax for sure. It's always important to drive the neighborhood.
Maybe the whole road. Maybe not the whole road. That's probably really long.
Well, one of them that I was thinking about was Lowry, right?
Lowry, yeah.
Like Lowry is kind of a neighborhood that used to be the Air Force Base, right? And since then, it's really been built up, right? Like they've built a bunch of residential stuff over there.
I've been here.
Yeah.
And that's only been like 8 years. 8 years now.
And same with that whole Central Park, like Stapleton
the whole area.
Yeah. And another one that I've heard about too, as being sort of like an up and coming neighborhood. And so Lowry, Lowry and Stapleton area, Central Park, like they all have a ton of new stuff, right? Like stuff that's just been built up and it's new. But then there's other neighborhoods like Barnum comes to mind, right? Barnum is an older neighborhood, but it's starting to turn over a little bit, right? If you drive around Barnum, like you're likely to see a bunch of those places where like they've scraped the house and they've put up a really nice like 2-story duplex.
Right.
Like that thing is all over the place. Like the really modern looking, nice 2-story duplex. Or even single family places, right? But as those developers come in, buy the old property with the house that hasn't been updated in 100 years, right? They scrape that house, they build the new one. They are starting to turn that neighborhood over. And if you find a neighborhood like that and you buy one of the older houses, right? And then you can, update it yourself.
Right.
The other new houses in the neighborhood are going to be doing nothing but pushing up the value of your house.
Right. That's always a good point to think about, though. Like, especially if you do want to flip a house or anything like that, too.
Yeah, because you go back to Cap Hill, and Cap Hill is so saturated, right? And it's so... everybody wants to be there, right? It's just such a great area. There's not really that same opportunity. Like there's not enough things that are flipped over and like turn, like it's all, the neighborhood's already been turned over kind of. So you kind of reach a plateau and everything's really expensive. So the trick is to find the neighborhood where it's not as expensive.
True.
But that it has some revitalization efforts going on, whether it's
like something's going to be happening there.
Yeah.
At some point. Yeah.
And that can include infrastructure too, right?
Yeah.
If you go back to Colfax, like I was on Colfax yesterday, they're doing so much construction. So like infrastructure, like updating roads, new retail, all of that kind of thing too. Like you can think in your head like, oh, well, when that gets done, like right now, it looks ugly. It's terrible to drive through. There's terrible construction. But when that's done, it will be a little bit more valuable.
Right.
Yeah. So that's why focusing on emerging neighborhoods or, up and coming neighborhoods might be a great idea to dominate your real estate dreams in Denver. If you like this content, follow the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe.